Alright, Lily's got the fishing rod. Alright, so I don't need that. I'm going to take these in case I run out of energy when I'm fishing. Guess I'll keep the hoe with me because if I see any dig spots along the way, I'm going to want to grab those. So I think I'm ready to go down to Willy and then up to my favorite fishing spot. Yeah, I don't think I'm forgetting anything. The fishing minigame in this game is interesting because it's not that easy, and when you first start it's harder because when you're like a low fishing level, the bar that you have to like keep the fish within is smaller, and then as your fishing skill levels up it gets easier and easier. So I think what happens to some people is like they try out fishing for their first time and it's really hard and they're like, oh, I hate this, I'm just never going to fish in this game. And the other thing that's tough is like if you're playing on like a big screen TV, there's a lot of input delay, and so the fishing game becomes almost impossible. I'm skipping this cutscene if I can. What button do I press? There we go. The other thing that's interesting is that he gives you the bamboo pole, which is kind of like the second pole, because there's a training pole that you can get. I think it costs like 25 gold or dollars or whatever. And I think it's easier. And so you would think that he would give you that one for free. And then people who are playing for the first time are like, oh, fishing's not so bad. And then they can buy the bamboo pole for like relatively cheap, and it's not a huge deal. All right, let me put down this chest. I'll put it here. That way I can just walk up and then leave. And what color should I make it? Yeah, it's like a fishy green. So all I really need right now is my fishing pole because my energy is like full anyways. This is my favorite fishing spot. Yeah, I'm also playing on a low lag monitor, so like this is much more doable. In the beginning, I don't worry so much about trying to get perfects because the fishing bar is so incredibly small, it's like not reasonable to get a perfect. But when you do get perfects, you get like double the experience, so it's like catching 2 fish as far as your fishing level goes. So if you're able to get like 4 or 5 perfects, it adds up to like 8 to 10 experience points. The other thing I like to do is when I have like 3 or so empty slots, I'll stop and put things away in my chest just in case I get a treasure chest. Sometimes there's like 2 or 3 items in the chest. Ooh, I call that a treasure perfect. Those are really rare because you have no control over where the fish goes. And so it's just luck that the fish goes next to the chest long enough that you can get the chest and the fish and perfect. There's lots of times I have to move away from the fish in order to get the chest, and that obviously ruins the perfect. Oh, it's almost a perfect, but it's whatever. As my fishing skill levels up, the bar gets longer, and then it's much easier to get perfects. Once one more of my slots fills up, I'll stop and put my stuff in the chest. So I'm pretty sure this is the bamboo fishing rod, or the bamboo pole. Pretty sure you can't use bait for it. I'll double check that. Bait helps you find fish faster. What I'll also do at the end of this in-game day is I'll look up how much the next... Oops, I was supposed to put stuff away. I'll do it after this one. Look up how much the next pole costs to make sure I can afford it. The one that lets you put in bait. So I'll buy as much bait as I can afford. That'll help me get more fish. The other thing I'm planning on doing is when... Actually, I'm doing the community center. So I should think about... So I won't plant any more crops until after the parsnips get harvested, because what happens then is it levels up your farming skill, and then that lets you build a scarecrow, because if there's anytime there's more than 15 crops, there's a chance that a crow's gonna come and eat your crops, and I just hate that. So what I'll do is I'll wait until I can unlock the scarecrow. I'll build a scarecrow, and then I'll plant a few of each of the different kinds of crops. That way I have them for the community center. And I'm pretty sure the longest one is like 12 days. It's fine, it doesn't matter. Because either way, there's going to be a point where I think it's the 12th day is the egg festival. And it's important to get strawberry seeds, and they cost 100 each. But again, because I'm not doing a lot of farming on this file, I don't want to plant like 100 of them like I normally do. But it would be stupid to not plant any because they're very profitable. So maybe I'll pick a low number and just do that. Maybe like 20 or 25 or something. Because I'm sure by then from fishing I'll have plenty of money to buy the seeds, just I don't want to spend the time doing it. Alright, let's keep fishing. So now it seems like if I get it perfect, it's a gold starfish, which is really nice. If I can, I'm going to try to donate the lower quality fish to the community center when it's time to do that. That was interesting. I got a perfect on that bullhead and it's just regular quality. But I think also as your fishing skill levels up, the quality of the fish increase. So it's just a matter of time before I'm getting mostly gold star fish. But eventually iridium fish. Those are the purple star. Those are worth the most. I think I want to go outside today, IRL. Looks really nice out. The sun's like shining through my window. I think there's only going to be a handful of nice days left before it's cold and snowy and it also gets dark really early, so on weekdays when I work, I can't really hang out outside, but on the weekends. Let's get this treasure. Let's get this fish. You can see what I was talking about before about the treasure perfects, where like this one would have been like impossible. They're just moving all over the place. Alright, let me put some stuff away. My energy's not that low. I was gonna grab a couple of food items, at least to have it on me so I can eat it when I need it, but I'll just wait until my energy's actually low, and then I'll grab the food, put my stuff on my chest. I can see that fishing spot up above with the bubbles. That kind of acts like bait where it's faster to find fish, but I'm pretty sure the spacing of that, I don't think I'll be able to access it. It's already gone. There we go, there's a gold star bullhead. I'm kind of glad I decided for the easy peasy PNG avatar. Because, well, one, I don't have to buy a camera. But then also, like, if I did have a camera, it would be recognizing every time I, like, turn my head. Yeah, now I'm getting more perfects because the bar is bigger. Even though it doesn't tell you your fishing skill has leveled up until you sleep at night, it does level up as you're playing, and so the bar does get bigger. And the fish get better. Oh, you know what I think it is? I think the further out you throw your cast, the higher level fish you get. So maybe if I have like a max cast and a perfect, maybe that's where I get the gold bullheads from. And if it's not a max cast, then like if it's much less than a max cast, then maybe it's not gold. But then also as you level up, your cast goes further, so eventually it doesn't really matter if you get the max cast or, you know, like a 90% max. It's all the same. looks like I can do one more before I have to eat something in the game. So your character will pass out at 2 a.m. So I usually stop around midnight. Just eat these two. I usually stop around midnight and start heading home. I think that gives me a little bit more time than I really need to get home. I wish there was an option to keep the energy bar, the numbers showing at all times without having to move my cursor over every time. This could have easily been a perfect, but whatever. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, a lot of times I like to eat the food just before. Like I know I can do one more cast after this one, but I'll probably try to eat before it, just so that I don't like forget and like cast when I have like 3 energy left and go into the exhausted mode, because then your character walks really slow, and then if I leave at midnight, I won't make it home in time. Treasure perfect. Let's go. What did I get? Oh, that's interesting. So I'll plant the rice shoot. Grows faster if planted near a body of water. Yeah, so I'll plant this on my farm. Actually, I don't know if I can plant it on my farm, because the way the beach works, I don't know if you can hoe the land right next to the water. You know what, maybe I'll plant it out here, because I'm going to be out here fishing anyways. So I'll see it. Or maybe I'll just do it next to like the little water in my farm, where you normally have to fill up the watering can. But because I can fill up the watering can at the beach, alright, so I think I'll catch this fish and then cast one more time, and then probably head back home. No reason to get too greedy and like eat another thing and then try to fish, and then with my luck, like it'll cast at like 11:50 and then it won't catch a fish until like 12:30, and then I'm running late. All for one fish. Yeah, this is definitely the last fish. Nice, perfect. Alright, so I'm definitely leaving all the trash in here for now. So, let me see. Let me grab this. So I grabbed all the gold starfish first. Let me grab all the silver starfish. And then leave my fishing rod here. Let me grab my 2 tools. I'll leave that carp here. 'Cause, 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 That actually looks pretty good. I'm leaving my food here, but like I'm pretty sure that's the time I'm gonna need to use the food is when I'm fishing. At least in the short term. Yeah, this should give me plenty of time. God, it's hard to see. In the mines, at some point, pretty much everybody finds a glow ring, and then it's not so bad to walk around at night. But right now, I don't have a glow ring, so it's rough. Alright, I want to sell some things. So the carp, I know I have a base one out there that I'll use for the community center, so I'm going to sell all these carps. And then I'm going to keep one of these bullheads for the community center. So let me sell 2 of these, and then let me sell all those. Same thing here. So saving that chub so I can sell these 2 chubs. I'll save one of these bass, so I can sell that one. So these I'll save for the community center. I think that's pretty good. All right, let me take a second